All right, next up is how AI is killing the value of a college degree. The first comment: told my whole life that if I don't get a degree, I'll be nothing. Now that I have it, surprisingly, I'm still nothing. Okay, that sucks. Youth unemployment in the US is rising for 16 to 24-year-olds. The unemployment rate jumped from 6.6% in 2023, the lowest since a pandemic, to 10.4. Jeez, 10% of 16. Okay, let's not really count 16-year-olds, or let's just go ahead and do like 21 to 24.
On May 16th, 2025, I woke up and was ready to get into my graduation gown for the day of celebration of Villanova's graduation ceremony. My family and friends came from pretty much across the country to see me walk across the stage and receive my diploma.
Michael, Sean, Matthias.
Yeah, Michael! I was really on top of the world, super excited to finally have the diploma that shows my hard work over those 4 years. I was super excited to apply those skills to the job market, to an employer, and finally be an independent adult. Flash forward a couple months into the job search, been a little demoralizing. The job market has...
I mean, look, at this point, man, if you want to get a job, or like a nice, good paying job, not even a high paying job, just a good, okay paying job, you gotta be either extraordinary or you gotta have some connections and network.
And in particular, there's been a worrisome rise in unemployment rates among recent college graduates. Usually we think of those as being some of the safest workers in our economy, but that pattern seems to be flipping right now.
I think that is because of two factors. One is the supply of work.
I mean, at this point, what's the point? Okay, I know I'm going to sound stupid, so don't flame me. Obviously, college is important. I understand that, but
for a lot of people, it's a genuine question. What's the whole point of a bachelor's degree? And taking out student loan debt, paying all those high tuition costs and cost of living if you're living in a dorm or an apartment. If that's have you get your guaranteed spot into a good high-paying job.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Artificial intelligence has allowed some corporate giants to hire fewer workers, and some have even begun shrinking their workforces as they integrate more automation. Goldman Sachs says it could displace 6 to 7% of the U.S. workforce over the next
6, 7?
Not only are young workers finding it difficult to enter the job market, but the young professional workforce is also shrinking. A recent study by compensation platform Pave finds that between January 2023 and July 2025, the number of young workers at large public technology companies fell by more than half. Private technology companies also saw a decline.
The impact that this rising youth unemployment rate could have. You start playing this out over the course of years and you say, if these workers have a hard time getting into jobs now, that impacts spending, right? That impacts them going out, buying things. That also impacts like their earning capabilities, money going into taxes, which ultimately impacts government spending as well, right? And so you start to add these things together and it really can lead to further widening in income inequality.
Economic inequality in the U.S. is getting worse.
And it'll keep getting worse. I don't think we'll ever be equal. At the rate where it's going now, chat, I always say it, and I keep saying it over and over again, I'm gonna say it again, we're all cooked. Unless you can network very well, you win the lottery, if you're born into a wealthy family, or you create your own company. Other than that, don't even think about it.
The job market is challenging for young workers as many entry-level positions, a launchpad for new graduates, are disappearing.
And you know what also sucks too? If you go like LinkedIn, if you go to Indeed or any of these Glassdoor, whatever they call it, wherever these websites where you could apply for jobs, and they ask for an entry-level job, and you need 3 to 5 years experience, that literally makes 0 sense. And I don't understand why employers and companies keep doing that. An entry-level job is for you to get experience and get your feet wet, get your foot, in the door, or whatever the case may be. And yet you're saying you need 3 to 5 years of experience. How the hell are you going to get 3 to 5 years experience at an entry-level job? And why do you even need 3 to 5 years of experience at an entry-level job?
In today's AI-driven workforce, some career experts also emphasize the importance of networking in navigating the job market.
First and foremost, if you're someone who's graduating right now and you haven't done internships while you've been in school, if you haven't been working on building connections with people who are...
Then you're cooked.
I have a lot of hope going forward for the job market, I'm a little bit of an optimist in that sense. I think, hard times create strong people, and I think this is just a little bit of a difficult time for those new graduates, and ultimately those new graduates are going to become stronger people, and I think they will not take their jobs for granted in the future, and I think it will ultimately make a stronger
That's a very good mindset to have.
return.
Have a great mindset on that. Yeah, but what she said was right. If you didn't build connections or did internships, chat. Yes, it's important to be smart, be educated, and knowledgeable in the field you're gonna, study in or get a job in. But having those soft skills, those people skills, I would say is obviously, equally as important, if not more important than the actual having skills. Because you could be lacking, right? You can't be a complete dumbass in the space that you're in, right? But you could lack some skills but have amazing people skills, you'll get in over the one person who's amazing but maybe lacks some people skills. But yeah, there's that.